Okay, so carrying on with this drawing then, we're going to look at the base of the roof detailing of this, right? So it is a little bit tricky, alright? So we just want to decide where this rafter is going to end, alright? So I'm just going to pick just the bottom of that block there, right? That's what I'm going to pick. So I'm going to say it ends there, alright? And I'm just going to bring it across 10 millimeters. Right, so I'm going to bring it across 10, and then I'm going to bring it up in a vertical direction. Alright, so that's the end of my rafter completed there. Alright, so then we need to look at the slates and tiling battens and tilting fillets and gutters and fish and soffit and vanes, and there's a lot of information coming in this one. Alright, so what do we need to put on first? So you'll always start off with half a slate first. Alright, so here I'm going to measure up about 200, so 20 millimeters. Alright, and this is going to be where I start putting on I'm putting on a 25 mil wood fibre board. Alright, so 25 mil, thing of nothing really, but it's just put on top as a fire deterrent. Alright, so again, like your wood fibre board down here, we're just going to put on our symbol coming up along. And you don't have to go quite as far up the roof as I did. Okay, so then what goes on top of that? We have a counter batten. Alright, it's 35 by 50. Okay, so we're going to measure up. Just going to measure up 3, and then that batten, they go up the length of the roof, so almost like the rafter. And then we have other battens then that go underneath or just on top of this for our slates, and I'm going to make them 30 mil as well high, and then they're 50 wide. Okay, so just say that's our first one there, right? So that's right on the very edge. Then we'll have every other one then is going to be 350 millimeters from the original, right? Because it has to be 400 mil of a center. Okay, so just bear that in mind, please. So 350. Just bring this line up nice and light. Just showing that these are timber battens as well then, just you can see that's the way they are, the end grade. Alright, so now we're in a position to start putting on a couple of rows of our slates. Alright, so onto this. So at the bottom here, you'll always start off with half a slate. Alright, so slates are normally they're around 600 to 650. Alright, so if we were to say 650 long, so 650 divided by 2, 325. So I'm going to start off with 325. And we're going to say it goes just to the back ever so slightly there. Okay, so I'm going to use something a bit thicker to show that. I'm going to use this black marker. So hopefully this goes right. So 325, I'll say it's there. There's one. Okay, and then we will go with the next one. 650, we'll say. From there, down. Okay, and then we'll carry on in such a fashion right the way along the roof, right, with one overlapping the next. Alright, so there we have our slates put on. Okay, so then once the slates are on, then you'll be looking at putting on, well, your tilt and filler should be on already. That's something that I've forgotten. But then you'd look at fascia, soffit and guttering. Okay, so your tilt and filler would come up here, just up to hit there, and it comes over to hit the wood fibre board. Right, we do have roof and felt as well. The roof and felt will come on top of the wood fibre board. So on top of the wood fibre board, we're just going to put it in red. It's breathable felt, obviously to allow the roof to breathe. It comes along the top of the tilt and filler. Right, you'll notice that it's still sloped down. And then we'll have to bring it out on top of the fascia board and down into the gutter. So you might see me extend it down in a little bit as well. Alright, so that's... Right, we could carry on with slates going up there, but I just don't see the benefit of it. Okay, so then we have our fascia board to put on and our soffit board. Right, so our soffit board has to be held on with a small little batten here, which will be nailed on. It will be nailed onto that concrete there. Right, so that batten is just put into place there. The only reason I kept the top of that, or the end of that rafter, level with this, just for the benefit of having a place to put that into position. Alright, my drawing's getting a little bit dirty now, so apologies. Just what happens when you use the markers. So now we have our fascia board, which is going to be 30mm thick. It wouldn't even be that thick actually. Just for the purpose of this, we'll just make it. Comes down, and then you have your socket board comes across here and seals off. Alright, so seals off that, and then you can put on a layer of external render down the outside of that as well. Okay, so that's your fascia board, soffit board. Right, so normally now they are PVC, right? Used to be made out of timber, but obviously the timber rotted because there's a lot of moisture at this area. Then we have our gutter, right? So the gutter you can draw on freehand. Okay, so I might just go over that a couple of times just to make it thicker. Alright, so that gutter there to take the rainwater away. You would have a bracket there to hold it into position. Alright, so there'd only be one every couple of meters, one every meter I'd say. Alright, so there's just a bracket holding that on into position. What else then are we missing? We're missing a vent. So we're missing a vent here. To bring air up into this roof. Okay, so we're missing that to let air in. Where would the air be getting in? You would have a vent here in the soffit board. Alright, so the air will get in here, and so in there and up through that vent pipe, so just a pipe, and up into the roof structure. Okay, within your rafter then you would have 150mm of insulation, right? So 6 inches of insulation in that rafter. Okay, so we'll bring that up. Would it come all the way down here? Absolutely not, because you want to be able to have that vent. You need that vent to be able to get the air in and up into that pipe. So we're just going to say it finishes off there. Alright, so then we have our insulation then. Alright, I'm just stop there. Okay. So that'll be your drawing done, as far as I can see. Alright, so there's a lot of information and a lot of detail going on in this drawing. Alright, so it's the joint between the wall and the roof and the ceiling basically. Alright, so here's inside in livable space. Alright, this is outside, that's on top of the roof. Alright, so the rain runs down over the slates into the gutter, off to a downpipe, and then disappears into a drainage system or into a soak pit. Alright, so that's it completed then.